Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's bracket match between Paraducks64 and TheHaxor. Today, these two awesome races are going to be going at it to see who's going to be going into the quarterfinals of the Super Mario Brothers 3 Randomizer 2021 tournament. Hi everyone, I'm Meowth of Team Rocket, and with me as always is the incomparable and effervescent Diesel Pilot. Say hi, Diesel.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the randomizer race, and we look like we already have a jet rolled 7 right out the gate. We got TheHaxor on the right in the blue corner. We got Paraducks on the left in the red corner, and we've got 6F1 on both screens, the escalator ride.
Or as I like to call it, I'm going to escalator land.
Oh,
and we see
and check out that swag.
Paraducks is just coming flying through the gate.
So between these two runners, Meowth and I were kind of wondering, we're looking at standings and race results, and we're kind of wondering what we think about between these two runners. And I think, Meowth, I think we are in for a great match between these two runners. We got a 6 seed and an 11 seed, but we got narrow gaps in between their times, practically inseparable times, and I'm thinking we're going to go to 3 races if there's ever a match to go to 3 races in this tournament.
Well, again, we've seen some big upsets already, like Nico taking out the #1 seed in before even the quarterfinals.
Oh yeah, we've had some wonderful matches and even some good upsets. And check out that swag again by Paraducks. I think Paraducks is going to be Clippy tonight. That's going to be his name. Is Clippy, the old Microsoft Office assistant.
And he shows us that Ludwig's become a one-hit wonder, and both of them are nearly neck and neck going into the next world.
And that
only
was
off by like 3 to 5 seconds.
We got some guesses of World 2 already in chat. I'd like World 1. Let's say World 1. We'll have, or hey, reverse world order. That's still up there, right?
I believe it is.
So,
Gorda Louisa saying Ludwig's piano broke.
Well, we didn't see our item yet because we had the Bowser letter instead of the Princess letter. But the runners did, of course, get an item. We just won't know what it is until they check their inventory. And they're not doing that. They're going into 1-5, and they are hauling. They are running. TheHaxor nearly gets the tunnel trick. Paraducks right on TheHaxor's heels and gets a card, gets out. Can you really realize this? That's actually the first gold card of this match. They're already in World 2.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, and already we have a very glitchy Piranha Plant, and there's one for Paraducks as well. Oh, and Paraducks becomes a meal.
And that's right, Paraducks has fed Boss Bass in 4-2, one of the flooded stages. Boss Bass doesn't normally appear in this stage, although I think Boss Bass probably should. Oh, and that it comes in Giant Land, and Boss Bass is kind of a giant. Oh, look at that, we found the Paradox Pipe.
Now, for all those who don't know, care to tell us what the Paradox Pipe is?
The Paradox Pipe is where it is a situation where the pipe that is the pipe that connects the air stage in World 5 to the ground stage in World 5 in the randomizer shows up on the ground and connects the ground stage in World 5 to the tower in World 5. So you go into a tower in the sky and you end up on the ground somehow.
Sweet.
That is the beauty of the randomizer.
We see, in the meantime, Paraducks is going through 7-7, the Muncher run.
Indeed. And I love it. Glutamic acid in chat comes in. It's the Paraducks Pipe. Nice.
And we see now 5-9, one of the 2 stages where, due to technical concerns, we cannot turn off the auto scroll or it would make the level unbeatable.
And And Paraducks got Hammer Brothered there. He had a long run of the Hammer Brothers, and after doing that, sitting there for a minute while the Hammer Brothers do their thing downstairs, he's going to go back upstairs, turn in a cloud, and exchange that for skipping 5-9 and check out the vanilla airship.
Fred?
Fred is right. So that's right. For those of you in Twitch land, or for those of you sitting in YouTube watching the VOD months from now, Fred is our developer. He's the one that created the randomizer. So whenever something appears that isn't exactly randomized, we call him out and we say, Fred. And,
Full name?
Yes, chat. Haxor should have a cloud. I believe he did. But he opted not to use it. He decided to go ahead and play 5-9.
And we're mentioning Fred Coughlin just before anyone asks. Yes, Fred has a full name.
Fred is F. Coughlin on Twitch, if you want to go and take a look at him. He's a wonderful human being and a generous contributor who creates a lot of these randomizers. And moving right along, Paraducks has actually shown us that we got set up for an odds then even stage. We had 7, 5, 3. Now we have the option to go into 1 after this one, which would allow for odds and evens. I haven't seen that in a long time.
And speaking of odds, we were in a pretty odd beta stage. The 1-6 and Para takes a hit from a Goomba.
So we have one of the things that our developer was able to do is rebuild or include some of the beta stages so that we could play them. These were stages that were left in memory in the game that was shipped, at least in the North American version, and our runners are able to play them as well, with a little bit of hacking and playing along. Now, Paraducks has found 3-7, and so is TheHaxor. 3-7 is one of the stages that allows you to spend a little bit of extra time and collect a bonus item using one of those Coin Heaven stages, mini stages that's in the world. Both runners decide to avoid that Coin Heaven, and they're going to go straight and finish it up just normally. So we're not going to have a look at that item. We won't know what it is. Instead, they're going to go right
a mystery. It will remain a mystery forever. Or at least until someone looks up the spoiler log. Can you hear me now, Liatin boys?
Yeah, sorry about that, Meowth. You were breaking up just a little bit.
Is this better?
Yep, you're sounding loud and clear. Lima Charlie, buddy.
I was just speaking softly.
So, now they're both neck and neck, of course. As I said at the beginning, I believe this is going to be a very close race all the way through. Probably just a few minor decisions, or maybe a death that's going to be the difference in this match, in all the races that we have between these two runners. And we can see that because right now it's just whether or not they played a Hammer Brother level that's separating them, as Haxor takes the lead going into 5-3, and Paraducks playing the Hammer Brothers is right on his tail.
5-3, one of the longest and most tedious stages in the game. It's basically 2 worlds in 1.
Indeed, indeed. And as was mentioned earlier in the broadcast this afternoon, it kind of feels like it is a little bit too short for the Goomba Shoot. But, I mean, it's a long stage, a long time there that they give you to you. Haxor's out. And let's see, is he going to play Hammer Bro? He does play Hammer Bro and gets a hammer. So, I like the comment about the soundtrack there, chat. Indeed it is. It is an awesome soundtrack.
Well, Mario always has some pretty good sounds. That, Sonic, Mega Man, the classic games always had the most banging tunes.
So, Mouth, you want to tell us about what Paraducks is doing on his screen?
Well, one of the few things that is not randomized is the fact that for this stage, 7F1, you will always need to fly up to the pipe, and in order to ensure that, we've made it so the power up here in the secret room will always be a Tanuki suit. In order we make sure that even with the randomizer, there are no instances where a level cannot be completed.
And we saw both of the runners having to go through and complete it by collecting the Tanuki suit. Paraducks had to go start out as Small Mario. Sometimes runners, when they see that, they might decide to go and take a bath in the lava, trade in a 1-up, and equip an item. Paraducks says, nope, I'm not going to spend that time. I'm going to go and do it straight and grab a mushroom, grab the Tanuki suit, and get out. And that puts him right on the heels of the TheHaxor, who, by just a few seconds, is going to be entering the airship first. This is the World 7 airship. TheHaxor has an opportunity to give the command special message from the king, but loses his Tanuki suit. Let's see if Paraducks... Oh! Paraducks also. So both of these guys are going to have the regular message from the king. They're not going to have the command. Sorry, chat. No commands this time.
Oh, but I got my command suit on.
Oh, sorry. You're going to have to wait till the next race. And Wendy doing some jumping and really letting Paraducks have an awful time here.
Oh!
It's from in that corner.
Wendy sandwiched him.
And with that, Paraducks checks his inventory. He's not got anything he wants to spend right yet, so he's going to go into Small Mario. We got odds and evens. Look at that. We got World 1. So 7, 5, 3, 1. We got 2, 4, and 6 left on this before we go in to World 8.
And we see TheHaxor starting out in 2-4, one of my personal favorites, just because of the hidden area. I always like the levels that give you something special, something secret.
Yeah, 2-4 at the bonus area up top. You can see it on the top of the screen, the sandbars that are the floor of the upper area. But he's not going to spin that. He's going to go fast, just go through the lower level, and look at what his reward for doing that is. 7 F2.
Though a lot of the racers have another name for it that we cannot say in order to keep this family friendly.
But it is the Piranha Fort. It can be a nightmare, or if you're really good at it, it can be a dream, because it could be what gives you that advantage that you've been looking for. TheHaxor coming in, finds 2 boos. That's a great enemy set there for getting through those thwomps, is the 2 boos. And Paraducks got sniped by a Cheep that I didn't see when TheHaxor went through. Maybe TheHaxor accidentally despawned it. TheHaxor and the Hammer Brother fight, collects a music box that still does the vanilla function that the game has, where it will put Hammer Brothers or Piranha Plants to sleep, so you don't have to play them. You actually can't play them even if you wanted to. Now, what do we see here, Meow? TheHaxor's on the World 3 airship.
That's correct, and he's on his way to face off against Larry, and Larry is just a 2-hitter.
The 2-hitter, but with the Earthquake property, because the Earthquake is shuffled among our group of kids, so we've seen Ludwig and Larry now, the 2 L's, display the Earthquake, and they are done. Paraducks makes what I think is probably a good choice to damage boost through those boos and then past the thwomps, and gets a quick run into Boom Boom, gets out, but he's about a minute and a half behind now after this, and TheHaxor got another hammer. there's not many opportunities left to use those hammers. We only have worlds 2 and 6 now remaining.
Yeah, that's right. And in bracket stages, the option to break locks with hammers has been completely turned off. No, end card games, no easy lock breaks. You gotta do this the hard way.
That's one of the things about advancing to the upper stages of this tournament, this competition, is that the difficulty level gets increased as you go through.
Greased like a good chicken sandwich.
TheHaxor in 4F2 in World 4. So we got a little French vanilla action going on here with World 4 Fort showing up in World 4. Oh, look at that Boom Boom Stop he did on that first stomp. Right up against the top bricks, and Void's getting hitboxed by Boom Boom. Goes right on through. Nicely done, TheHaxor. And he's going to have a couple of the coin chips that he's going to have to play. This will go out very quickly. He speeds right on through it.
Yeah, Midi Guy's right. This could be a jet seed.
I think we got something going on for that. We're at 16 minutes. We're entering World 5. We're 16 minutes in. Excuse me, 16 minutes, and we've already been in World 5. I'm nearly to World 6.
Who doesn't love Jet Seed? I cannot read your name because you're. I think you're.
Oh, that's SN Ivan?
Oh, SN Ivan. Yeah, your name blends into the background.
TheHaxor's in the World 4 airship, and TheHaxor playing like he's thinking he's behind. He's really putting on the jets in this jet seat. Gets to Iggy. 3 hits already on Iggy before the star even expires. 4 hits. It's a 5-hit Iggy. That's an extra jumbo shrimp there.
Yeah, Iggy's super nerd today.
And TheHaxor is absolutely exploded out the gate and hasn't looked back yet. Paraducks right on the tail and still keeping pace, though, as Paraducks finishes up Boom Boom in 4F2. He's just a little bit behind about the length of the airship, and he'll be out. He'll have to also complete one of the coin ships before he goes. Possibly a Hammer Brother fight as well, depending on how the movement goes.
Now we've entered World 6. We go from Iggy to Lemmy.
Iggy and Lemmy, the two that I used to always, well, even sometimes still today, still confused. And TheHaxor, speaking of jet seeds, this pipe transition puts him halfway through the level, and he finds 3-8.
And we got an angry son having a bit of a trip.
Oh yeah, those sprites always end up getting a little bit goofed up right there at that point of 3-8. The memory manager has to figure out what sprites groups it's going to put in for the enemies, and it just runs out of space. And...
Mike point.
Oh, did you?
And TheHaxor pulls off another clip.
So it started out like Paraducks is going to be doing all the clippage today, but TheHaxor's showing you how it's done.
And TheHaxor's just blown through this world. Oh, but there's still a bridge.
There is a bridge to be built, so that means that there's a fort to have to be played. Now, he's going to check a pipe, but there is also, he's got a couple of hammers, and I think that's probably what he's going to do. He's going to go back, use a hammer on that brick right there, and that'll let him just play a Hammer Brother. Oh, no, he's not even going to have to play a Hammer Brother. He's just going to go right to the fort after playing the music box.
No,
that is smarts.
What I was going to say earlier about Mike as a fighter, you pointed out Iggy, Pop, Koopa. All the Koopalings are named after famous musicians and celebrities. Like, for example, you know who Lemmy's named after?
No, tell me.
Lemmy Kilmister of the great band Motorhead.
Oh, nice.
We've got Roy as in Roy Orbison, Morton
Okay.
for Morton Downey Jr. We've
Oh.
got Ludwig for the composer Ludwig von Beethoven. We got Wendy O for the late singer Wendy O. Williams of the Plasmatics. And this one I didn't know until recently. Larry is named after Larry Mullen, one of the members of one of the creative forces behind the band U2.
All right. There's some nice trivia there for you race fans, some SMB3 fans, and music fans. I am a fan of all three, so appreciate you. Moving right along, Paradox is going to play a level that he knows is going to be part of the sequence to get out of World 6, and he's playing 7-4. It's a little bit slower one, but if he plays it like he is, he's playing really aggressive. He could make it pretty quick.
He could. And that's correct, Jade Faith. Boo Dilly is one of the inspirations for the Boo's name.
That is, well, so who knew that back in 1988, the developers in Japan were such big fans of our music. Moving right along, TheHaxor is already in the airship and has found Lemmy, and 3 hits. So with the randomized number 4 hits, it's going to be 5 hits again.
Lemmy is definitely being a motorhead today.
Nicely said. Let's see, Paradox is in 6-7. He's making his way through this auto-scroller stage. Or excuse me, 6-2, I believe, actually. And, oh, yeah, the Ace of Spades is the Ace of Spades. Well, if we're going to be sticking with the music theme, wouldn't the Ace of Spades be the base of spades?
That's horrible.
Oh, I've got a million dad jokes. TheHaxor finds support, and it's the Air Force. The Air Force, one of the 3 Koopa military stages that features, in the game that features Boom Boom, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Super Tanks. Those are shuffled in with the rest of the fort stages, so they can show up at any place that a fort shows up and take the place of a fort. And in World 8, those fortresses can also take the place of one of the military sprites that show up on the map.
I want to point out something that Midi-Guy DP just said. Logic would dictate... We also go by logic, and logic dictates that in the World 1 fort, what's everybody gonna go for it, instead of trying to beat the level legitimately?
Well, if you got a tail, getting the whistle is gonna be quicker.
Exactly. And because of that, they make it so they play off that any runner is going to do that, so they make it so the lock will never be required to complete it. Since if you get the warp whistle, you beat the level, but you don't break anything.
Now, Paradox has taken a longer route through World 6. He's now in 5F2. I don't believe... or did we see TheHaxor play 5F2? I can't recall.
I don't think we did see him play that. I think Paradox may have gone a little bit lost.
So, honestly, I know 5F2 is required last night when I called the matches there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so TheHaxor, yeah, this minion saying he did play it along with some other folks in chat.
He did?
Okay, so yeah. Must have been looking somewhere else when he was playing it. Anyhow, so he just ended up having a longer route as he's making his way through it. I did see him bust a rock to get there as well, but now he's gone, he's built the bridge, and he's getting out into the World 6 airship. Okay, yeah, he's saying he played it before 3F1. So, World 2, the last world to be played. And we do see TheHaxor, he's going to go and get an item from his Hammer Brothers. It's P-Wing. And he's also got the rocks and a lock on the other side of that rock. So he's going to have to play the fortress, which means he's going to have to go... oh, no, he doesn't have to play the fortress. He's got to play this Hammer Brother, which he's going to cloud over the Pyramid Sprite, which is just a regular level, and get another cloud for his trouble after equipping a star to take care of the Hammer Brothers there, and he is on his way now to World 8 as soon as he completes this final airship, which is the World 1 airship.
I think we could be looking at a sub-30 seed right here.
It's definitely on the table. We're at 25 minutes here as we go in to take out our 7th Koopa Kid, Morton. Oh, we're actually no salt added, Morton. Not even reduced sodium. This is no salt, Morton.
Did Bowser put him on a diet, or just forget to feed him again?
Bowser has forgotten to feed some of his kids some days, so... yeah, chat pointing out that using clouds in World 8 is something that can happen. And I have seen where people have put them to good use. Now we have 1 through 4, or 0 through 4. How many bridges is it going to take to get to Bowser? Also an option, -1. Happens occasionally. And now our options are down to 3. Haxor finds a tank, but it's not the real tank. It is the fake tank. And Haxor, is he playing? Okay, it looks like he's playing it now.
Again, another stage where we're going to always follow logic and have a buzzy beetle around to allow you to break the brick walls.
That is right. So those vertical brick walls cannot be broken if you don't have some kind of shelled enemy. So in order to make sure that our runners have it, there will always be those beetles climbing on the ceilings to make it possible to defeat the level. Now with that, Haxor is going to check another pipe to see where this takes us. It takes us to the spotlight stage, or the dark part of the map. And he gets another pipe. It's on the other side of the locked door on the bridge map. And this pipe puts us on the L side of the bridge map. What do we got now, Meowth? What do we got now?
We got 2 bridges.
So
we got two.
So with those 2 bridges, we know our path to Bowser. We also know that we have at least 2 forts that have to be defeated. And possibly a third one if one of those locked doors is required.
We see Haxor's going in the Navy.
Navy, of course, one of our military stages. It could have been shuffled with the other stages, but instead it is going to be in World 8 here. And,
do you know anyone in the Navy?
Yes, I know several people in the Navy.
As do I.
So, Paraducks is still playing his way through World 2. He's on that auto-scroller World Stage 6-7 now, the Donut Lift stage. Haxor, though, with a commanding lead in 3F2. Another fortress, we'll see what happens when we get this one. So when we complete Boom Boom stage here, we'll be looking to see if we see an explosion on the map that would tell us that the locked door that was on that map was broken. If it don't, we'll be looking for that having opened up one of the bridges. Okay, so that may have opened a bridge, but could have also broken the lock on the other stage. But we've got 2 to do, and Haxor seats this other fortress at 6F2. What do we love about 6F2? Meowth?
I'd say it's the slipping, the sliding, the fact that with all the ice you could just go colliding.
I love the fact that if you get a star like that, you can actually take out thwomps, which normally you can only do with the hammer suit.
There's that too!
It's so satisfying when you run into one of those thwomps with a star and the thwomp goes flying instead of Mario. Paraducks joins us in World 8 now. course, neither of our runners knows where the other is. So that means neither of our runners knows that the other is in World 8 in the same fortress, synchronized, but that also means that neither of them knows that the TheHaxor has a couple more stages advantage on Paraducks, as well as a lot more scouting. And I do believe that at this point, the lead is definitely in the TheHaxor's favor.
Para narrowly up missing that first peace cycle.
And he's going to go and get an item. Oh, it is a star, so that will allow Paraducks to go and kind of damage boost, but the same star that was picked up by the TheHaxor allows him to get a bro. Oh, hey! Paraducks was able to get the bro as well. Good job, both of our runners.
Bros for everyone.
But that also does mean that the TheHaxor is pretty sure now that having defeated the fortresses, he's got a clear shot to Bowser's castle. Let's see what happens when we get there.
Yep. With that, it's just Haxors to lose.
TheHaxor equips a hammer suit, and let's... Oh, he narrowly dodging those laser beams. He went face up into one of the Bowser statues, but he gets clear of it. Knocks out Boo Diddley sitting on the candlestick. Up the Disco Waffle staircase. Paraducks finds that he's got one bridge left to build, but this is definitely TheHaxor's game at this point. All he's got to do is play his game. Gets up to the top clip. He's going to try it a few more times on the mac and cheese clip, and he's not got it yet. Paraducks is still searching, and TheHaxor has it.
Got it on the third try, and with that, I think there's only one thing left to say, and I think you know what that is, Diesel Pilot.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Hi, Bowser.
Bye, Bowser.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, get your GZs out and chat as you already have. TheHaxor has taken this match 1-0 so far over Paraducks. Outstanding run. TheHaxor absolutely putting on a clinic, and Paraducks great performance, but it's just outplayed by TheHaxor so far. Okay, so
and let's cheer on Paraducks. We know they can complete this.
Absolutely. We'll see how he goes as completing it. He does have to notice, of course, that the TheHaxor has won the match, but we always welcome our runners completing a seed if they can. Don't go away, folks. This is a best of 3, so we do have one more seed, and as you saw, it's close finish. Small differences in routing and maybe just one or two minor plays in difference, or even just RNG. The Hammer Brothers can be the difference. Last night we had a match. I don't know if you saw it, Meowth. We had a match last night that was only 1.5 seconds separating the finalists.
Really?
Oh yeah, that was insane.
And who was in that match?
That match was between Night Shifter and S Diesel in the Challenge Cup. So, as we've mentioned, some of our commentators have mentioned the skill in this SMB3 Randomizer community has come along a long ways in the last year, and we've got a lot of folks, a lot of runners, putting on some outstanding performances, and it's been awesome to see it as it's gone through. Paraducks, I believe that's all he needs to build the bridge to Bowser. So, Meowth, here we go. Paraducks has found Bowser's castle. You want to give the call as he goes through?
Yep. Absolutely. We see him go. We see Paraducks is trying to get through the first part, failing on the elevator clip, but now he's on his way to the disco waffle steps. Yeah, if he can take his time, just take his time, pace yourself. Paraducks getting the everyman's clip, bouncing from donut to donut to donut to try to get some mac and cheese, and get some mac and cheese on the very first try.
Outstanding.
And with that, as we wait for him to pass through the mac and cheese, one thing I can say now is, hi Bowser.
Bye, Bowser.
Thank you.
So, go ahead, Meowth.
Get your GGs out for Paraducks64. But remember, this is only match 1. We've got another race coming, and if Paraducks pulls a win on that, we're going to be going to a tiebreaker. So sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in a few minutes with the next match in this awesome bracket stage. And while my partner gets the room set up, how's everybody doing tonight?
Okay, race fans. I've gone and given our runners the next race room. They're getting set up. Now, at the end of that race, our official times were TheHaxor, 31 minutes and 53 seconds, and Paraducks64, 35 minutes and 24 seconds. So about a 3.5 minute split between the two runners.
Who knows? This one could be even closer.
I would be surprised if it was anything but. So, Meowth, you know what's wonderful about speed gaming?
How about everything? Is it the community, the awesome fans, the fun times we have, the new friends we make along the way, how easy it is to get into the community, and how...
I think it's all of the above, actually. And I think that everybody who's out there watching this race should, if they want to be a part of this, I would think they should know that they are welcome to join.
Absolutely, we are always welcoming new members into a tight-knit community.
So, if you'd like to be part of the community, I just posted a bunch of links. The biggest one would be the Discord server, and of course there's also the schedule for the events for the tournament, and the link to go and get the game to play yourself. And Dust Minion, thank you for posting the links to the runners. Give our runners a follow, because they play a lot. These guys, they do a lot of, not just randomizer, they do other events as well, but supporting our runners by giving them a follow on their channel lets them be part of this thing and keep it up. More than that, being a part of the community by following the SpeedGaming channels is a great way to stay up to date on what's going on. And I've even gone and bookmarked, for you young kids, that's how us old people used to remember what links were where on our web browsers. But bookmark that SpeedGaming.org link and click on the schedule link so that you can always find out what's going on.
Yeah, back in my day, we didn't even have computers. We had rocks.
Hey, when I was growing up, getting on the internet, it made it sound like a duck choking on a kazoo.
Sound like what?
It sounded like a duck choking on a kazoo.
Oh, you mean the dial-up that?
That's right. So, our runners are getting themselves set up. They're working on getting their seed loaded.
Those days, back when you could be in the middle of finishing a great game online, it's like, oh yes, this is the final level, and suddenly the line disconnects, and you hear mom say, "I gotta call Aunt Betty." No.
So our runners looks like they have matched hashes. And we're about to get started.
Just wait, and let's take guesses for what word is gonna start us off this time. I'm gonna go with zeroing. I see a reverse world order.
You know, last time we had odds and evens. I'm going to say this time we're going to have evens and odds. So we'll do World 4 first.
You see, Haxor's just finishing getting the seed up.
Yeah, sometimes the guys like to go and start their title screen from a known position when they see the countdown going. And there we go. And here we go. We are off.
Did you cheat?
No,
Do you have the spoiler log logged up?
There's no spoiler log, and it's a little bit too fast for me to go and just do all this and go and take a look at what's coming up at the same time. But look at what we gave them to start. 7, F2, Piranha Fort, get it out of the way early, get it done. And they get it done as Small Mario, picking up a couple of stars along the way.
And again, we have a near sync situation going on.
Yes, we do. So we're probably gonna, if it ends up nearly as close as we did last night, might have to go back and check VODs again, because last night we did have a situation where one of the runners had accidentally started his timer at the -15, and fortunately our setup volunteer was on the ball and knew how to sync it, because I would have told him something wrong and not been nearly as awesome of a race. At least not nearly as awesome of a finish.
Hey, anything can happen here. Anything can happen. That's what we love about randomizers. All the rules go right out the window.
Indeed, indeed, my friend. Now our runners end up in 5-4 for the next stage. That's where they're going to be getting their first gold card of the game. Oh, we had Boss Bass showing up, trying to make a meal out of our runners, but they're not having it this time. Going right along. Now, we already have the bridge to the castle built. Haxor's going to take a stop and play a Hammer Bro. Gets a star. Paraducks. Hammer Brother went the other way, so he's not going to get that one. And he's already in the World 3 airship, just a few seconds ahead of the TheHaxor.
Let's see how much of a nerd Iggy is this time.
Well, Iggy's been buffing up. He is giving the earthquake business, and he gave TheHaxor tried to give TheHaxor the business at the start, but TheHaxor made aware after losing his Fire Flower and gets the hits on the Iggy and gets the wand. He's out of there. So
maybe he's thick from all the hot pockets.
it just might be. So guesses for world number 2. You know what? Let's keep this evens and odds. I'm going to say number 6.
I'm gonna say number 2. I meant to say 3. I meant to say 3.
Well, my evens and odds isn't going to work this time. So close. But we got the world 6 F1 Fortress.
Halo's gonna go for a bit of a damage boost.
Works out well for him. Is able to skip a significant portion of the escalator. Same with the HaxOr. It's going to take the same damage boost. Paraducks picked up one of the power-ups was a fire flower, which he'll use to dispatch Boom Boom quickly. Not as quick as if it had been a star, but still easy kill. And that might check puts him all the way to the other side of the island.
And we have a jet world too.
So our World 3 map is very quick. All they had to do was beat a fortress and check a couple of pipes to find their way out.
We've had 2 jet seeds today so far.
So those of you saying that this seed is a mean seed, no, this seed is a jet seed. HaxOr, giving Wendy the business, trying to get rid of her using the fire flower, does a good job there. Paraducks lost the fire flower, so he had to do the stomps. Both of them are getting their wands at almost synchronized.
Gee, I don't know, Ralph Wiggum.
Oh, did you see that item?
I did not.
It was a hammer suit.
Interesting.
And did you see what we had ahead on the map on the World 5 overworld?
Hammers?
Well, we saw a blue fort and a pipe. So that pipe is going to go somewhere else. Could go over to the tower. But no, it's going to go to the upper part of the map. And that was a risky play there for both of our runners doing that, because had it gone to the Paradox pipe, that would have actually required them to go and play the tower to get back over there where they needed to play the fortress. But instead, they got a free ride to the top of the World 5 map. So HaxOr saw that it was a blue lock that was in place and went and played the fortress on the bottom side that was colored blue as well. Opened up the blue lock. Paraducks played the fortress that was right in front of him, which he also would need to play. In this case, it's a World 1 fort, so he knows, even if he didn't know about the color matching the lock, he knows that it's not going to be it, and gets a hammer suit for his trouble.
We're just giving them away, aren't we?
Last night, first stage, second stage, there were no hammer suits in the second seed I'm called. This one, they're coming out. So, yeah, those of you wondering why HaxOr chose to go back after seeing the upper stage, you knew that he was going to have to go back anyways, and I don't think there's really any time loss going back. You know, whichever order you do it. You might find that you need a cloud if you're playing, depending on how you're playing it, but I don't think even that would come into play here, because I don't think there's any clouds yet in the inventories. We've had so few stages. And coming into the World 2 airship. I agree, Chad. I don't think either way they did it, I don't think there was a loss of time. It was kind of a effectively no net loss between two routes. And we're still just a few seconds apart.
Lights.
One of the best performances by Patrick Stewart in Star Trek The Next Generation, at least in my opinion. Was that another hammer suit? That was another hammer suit.
Did someone go into our inventory and steal all the hammer suits again?
Well, I think I know where all the hammer suits that were missing from our earlier seeds have gone. I remember the days when we had the Game Genie and you could do the thing where you could start the game as, or just play the whole game as Hammer Mario. By the way, did you know that the randomizer even allows you to do that if you want to?
Yeah, and I know we've even done runs of frog-only Marios.
Yeah, that's right. We've even done one-hit knockout Frog Mario runs, which is... Our runners, I think they might have banned that option for future use, but it was fun while it lasted.
Well, I can imagine why they ban it, because I would imagine after a few failures, runners would be breaking things.
It was an hour-long seed, plus for a couple of our guys. Anyhow, TheHaxor and Paraducks, both in 1-6. This is going to give Paraducks a few seconds lead, not much, as Paraducks is the first one onto the escalator out the end of World 6. TheHaxor right on his tail, though, so this is not going to be the deciding factor at all in this seed. But this is another fun seed, 5-6.
Otherwise known, at least to me, as the Parabeetle stage.
It's the only stage where these red Parabeetles appear in the vanilla game. And in this game, it's an auto-scroller as well. But we have removed this auto-scroller along with the others. Except for those two. Paraducks takes a look at the map, sees hammer suits but no hammer, so he's going to have to go back and play the pyramid sprite stage, and it turns out to be 5-2. And I guess he's decided he didn't want to play 5-2.
I'm as confused as you are.
Oh, that pipe, he will allow him to skip it. So he's just going to go and take that pipe and skip 5-2. Instead, he gets to play a hammer.
I'm sorry, I'm legitimately puzzled by his strategy there.
So what happened was, by going into that pipe that was on the overworld map, he was able to skip, you can see on TheHaxor's side, he was able to skip the pyramid stage and just play stage marked number 3, which was the 5-5 that we just saw.
Yeah, but didn't he have the stage completed?
No, he still had a little bit of it left to go. I mean, it probably came out in the wash as far as speed finishing time, but either way, I don't think it was that much of a time difference. And yes, TheHaxor did have a hammer that he was able to use in order to skip some of the World 2 map. And he had a hammer suit, which means we're going to get another special message from the king. And this one courtesy of Professor Quirrell from the first Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Hello, brother. In the castle. Thought you ought to know. TheHaxor taking a look very quick, and he sees 2 required stages, and there is an order that they're going to have to be completed. Well, they don't have to be completed necessarily in this order, but it will help save them about a second and a half time on the screen transitions by doing this stage, the Air Force stage first, before he goes to the stage marked, I believe it was number 2 on his map. Paraducks, just now entering the World 5 airship. Nice hammer kill on Boom Boom Haxor. So that will break the lock and allow him to move right on through after he takes down the stage mark 2, which is also 3-7. And I think, as we saw the last time, oh no, he's going to go for the item this time.
And now we can see for once what the coin heaven item is, and it's a Jugum Cloud! A risk that paid off a great reward.
That would be very handy. And he sees the stage ahead of him. He sees a card number 6. He's going to take it, and it's one of the shortest stages in the game. It is the Hammer Brothers hand stage. They take his hammer suit, but he gets on through it, and we find another cloud. So when we see the other 2 hand stages, if we encounter them again, those will also award clouds to our runners, which means that we could be seeing a seed that is coming all out with both the hammer suits and the clouds. You don't see that too often.
You think we could even have a sub 20 seed?
I don't think a sub 20 is in the cards, but it is, 25, 28 is definitely possible the way this is going. Although I could be eating my words here in a few minutes. You never know. We could have a couple of very jetty rolls in our stages that we have left. I think we've got world 1 left. And, is it 7?
Yeah, I think 1 and 7.
And, yeah.
Poor Lemmy's just a cocktail shrimp.
Yep, 1 hit and he's gone. Bye-bye. So one of the things that the runners tell me when they're doing these races, they always feel like they're behind. At least the runners that I've talked to about it say they always feel like they're behind. And kind of wonder how that works with the situation where we have... they're still looking at a really awesome pace so far with this. You got going into Gold 6 at the 16-minute mark. Of course, you also know that your opponent has had the same world that you've had, so could be thinking still that same thing, that you're still probably just a little bit behind your opponent, despite how good it's going for you. TheHaxor getting through 4-1 and makes quick work of it. He's out the door. Paraducks is still in World 6. He's finding his way to the exit, and there he is. So he'll be joining TheHaxor in just a couple minutes. But Meowth checking out this Jetty World 1 as well. 6-1, right after 4-1. 2 relatively short levels. Designed just to introduce you to the concepts that the rest of the world's going to be getting. Giant Land and Iceland. Not really designed to be an enormous challenge. And TheHaxor makes
so much for a jet seed.
TheHaxor makes quick work of that, and then ends up on the Cloud Runway, the 5-something beta.
Oh yes! I forgot! TheHaxor's packing the clouds!
So TheHaxor, with the clouds, you skips both of those fortresses because the locks were already behind them. and is at the coin ship, gets a P-Wing. Generous seed. You're welcome.
Okay, now Hax is making us look bad.
And in a French vanilla World 1 airship to boot. Two-hit Larry. Wow. Yeah, that's right. I rolled this seed. I know. Chat, you prefer the brutal seeds. Well, this one is a different kind of brutal. Both of our runners know that it's going fast and that the other one is right on their tail or just barely ahead of them. And in both cases, they're right. Another P-Wing. Now let's see how World 7 looks. We've got a mandatory level that we have to beat before we get our first pipe check. It's 2-5. Of course, one of the first levels that features the chain chomps. And Haxor makes quick work of it. Gets out of there. Never mind any of the bonus stages. Never mind the chain chomps. They're out of the way. Paraducks, I don't know. I know he's got at least one cloud, or at least I'm pretty sure he does. But he doesn't think to use it in this case, so he sees 5F1. Oh my. Haxor finds the exit to... Oh, wow, this is not even fair. Haxor found the exit to the castle and finds the fort. It's probably going to be the fort that opens up that, or builds that bridge. I did not see if there was a second fort. I didn't notice if there was a 10-card panel on those yet. So this could be the fort that builds that bridge in either case.
And if that's the case, we are definitely looking at a sub 30.
It's absolutely in the cards.
Yep, that's the one.
Wow, and Haxor using the music box, and at 20 minutes, he's looking at going into World 8 with a 21-minute on his
And he gets a clip.
Nice clip, Haxor. Wow. Put your hands together for Haxor, absolutely making a mockery of this seed.
He sees the seed and he's like, nope.
Nicely done, Haxor. So at 21 minutes, he has collected the 7th wand and is off to World 8. And Paraducks had 0 clouds, so he's going to have to play it straight. He's still a whole world behind, of course. As quick as World 7 was, that's not going to be much. But the way these seed is going, he's going to have to play, maybe get really lucky with the World 8 layout.
Fake Jester, could we keep the language to a minimum?
No, we would appreciate it. Don't worry, just keep it PG, buddy. We're all a little bit excited, but you know, definitely appreciate your enthusiasm, though.
Yeah, we may have kids watching.
Yeah. So Haxor in 4F1, right out the beginning of World 8, clears it like a boss. It didn't open up a path that we know of yet, but we're going to find out in a minute if we have what we have. Oh, he's got another fort. So the Air Force sprite he's going to play, and it's 5F2.
This seed is just it's bending to Haxor's will.
Indeed, he is. He has definitely owned this seed. I mean, 22 minutes, he's already completed 2 of the 4 fortresses that might be completed in World 8. Paraducks is scouting out the map in World 7. And Haxor, unless Haxor gets lost, I think at this point, and I hate to say that it's his race to lose, but he's definitely got the advantage. It is absolutely advantage Haxor, and he's got one bridge left. It's not going to be this one.
And he's just gonna play it anyway. He's like, I don't care.
Well, I think he would have to play it in either case. It was in front of... Wasn't it in front of him? Or was it behind him?
I think it was in front of them.
Yeah. So even if it was in front of him, or... Yeah, he would have had to play it anyways. You can't cloud over those animated sprite stages. Yeah, so he's going to go back. He's going to go look for another fort. There's still 2 more out there. He knows where one is. The other one's probably hiding. Yep, there's the other one. It's hiding in the dark area.
Alright, good call. Good call, Neo and Dust. I did not realize that.
Yeah, those animated sprites, you can't, like the Boom Boom fights, the Piranhas, and of course the military stages, you can't cloud those. So, mechanic of the game. Paraducks has defeated World 7 airship now, and he's going to be joining us in World 8 momentarily, but I think it's going to be too late unless there's something horrific happens with Haxor. I think that Haxor has this. Now, he is going to have to play that other fortress because we saw a lock blow up in that dark room. So it's going to be this fortress right here, the Gatekeeper, World 8 Fort.
Fred?
Indeed. It was a vanilla World 8. And Haxor with a big diddly right there on his tail. Gets out that one door. Oh, nice. Collects a star. Knocks a couple of Paraducks down. So Paraducks, just a couple of... There we go. Paraducks just a couple of levels away, but let's put it back onto Haxor's audio, since he is definitely in the lead, and I'm sorry, Chad, I should have had on his audio earlier. And Paraducks sees the bad news. He's got 2 more bridges to build, and this one isn't going to do it, but he's just going to play it straight since he has to play it anyways. But Haxor, I think he's got it.
I do too. I think at this point, all that's left is to enter the front gates.
Here we go. Making his pipe transitions, and yeah, it's the other one.
Yep.
Here we are. Do we have a hammer suit? Of course we've got hammer suits. The seed was absolutely flush with hammer suits. Okay, Haxor gets the first of all. This is the second clip that lets him pass part of the Disco Waffle staircase, and is going in for the Everyman clip. He's going in for the Everyman clip. He's going in for the Everyman clip. Gets the Everyman clip.
But now there's just one clip left, the mac and cheese.
All through the Paraduck room. Let's see. He knows that this is going to be the game, and this will be the advance. As soon as he clears it, he's just got to clear it.
And he clears it. And with that, what's there left to say, my friend Diesel?
I think all we got left is just a few more seconds here. We've got ourselves a Bye Bowser and
Bye Bowser.
Bye Bowser.
And we have a sub 28 seed.
Absolutely amazing.
Holy crow. I think that may even be a record in the entire tournament.
I don't know if it is or not, but it's definitely an awesome performance by the Haxor. Official time, 27 minutes, 23 seconds. GG, my friend. And Paraducks, I know Paraducks has seen it. I think he's going to try to complete the seed anyways. And definitely applaud him for doing so.
Let's see if we can get Haxor into the studio.
Paraducks just barely not able to get the one cycle, just a couple of frames shy of it. And it's going to get a power up. Let's see, he might get a second power up.
And I see Haxor's on his way, and there he is, the winner of the seed. How you feeling, Haxor?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Pretty good. Yeah, I am happy with how I played.
I hope you would be happy. That was two awesome performances you put up, Haxor. Congratulations and GG.
Hey, thanks, man.
You made that seed work for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually the fastest time I put up as well, like in practice or in the tournament, was the last seed. So
this was a PB for you then?
Well, for this year, yeah. I've had
Okay.
faster seeds in the past, but yeah. This year's PB.
Yeah, hey, that counts too. So, I don't know what to say. Normally, I'd ask you to tell us things maybe you wish you'd done better or different or what, but I don't think there's anything much to say about in that kind of category.
I think you just made every move correct.
I made a lot of good moves. Technically I could have played less levels in the first seed, right? There are a couple worlds, but I think we made the same decisions where you just kind of play the fort in front of you, the obvious, instead of hunting for the other one. But I think that was about it, really, in terms of just routing.
Right, yeah, I mean, any differences, I think, are going to be things that once you know all the things, what fort does what, then you go and you might make some minor tweaks to it. But, I mean, playing it blind like you did, going into it, I don't see any place where there'd be a logic difference. Anything where you I've got to do this to do this.
Yeah, I think like the only mistakes I made in the second seed where I took damage in 1-6. I don't know if that item would have been a leaf, but I could have saved some time there and then ate for it. I took a weird set of damage trying to get to the conveyor room. I almost took 2 sets of damage there. That would have been really bad.
Hey, check this out. Paraducks equips a frog suit. Let's go and try to get the Bowser kill. I'm loving it.
That's what I'm talking about.
He wants to give us a show. Let's cheer him on, folks.
Absolutely.
This is actually really hard. I don't know. On Randomizer, I've never been able to finish off Bowser with a frog suit because with those randomized fireballs and the statue rooms, it's really rough.
I do remember about a year ago or so, we had a race as one of the weeklies where we had everybody doing Oko frog suit.
Oh God, yeah, I know Mustard's all about that. Can you actually clip that? I'm assuming you probably can with the frog suit.
I mean, I'm guessing if he's trying it, then he knows that he can be done, or at least he thinks it can be done. I don't know if it can or not. I don't recall, honestly.
Yeah, I know you can clip 2 tiles, like 7-1, for instance. But oh yeah, that's another thing. I got super lucky with that. Shout out to Subpixels 14 and 15.
Nicely done. So the other thing though with the frog suit is you have to defeat Bowser sort of more the way the devs intended it, by jumping out of the way.
Yeah, this is the part, honestly, this is the hardest part. Sometimes you get those weird fireballs that kind of trap you in.
Well, Paraducks is doing it. I'm loving this.
He's giving us a show.
think he's got it.
Kind of
At
like
this point, he's really not going to get hit. I don't think by the fireballs. Oh, this is a little tough. I think he wanted the Bowser further over. Yeah.
And he gets the frog kill.
Nice.
Paraducks has killed Bowser as a frog.
Oh, nicely done, Paraducks. So we'll be finding out shortly here if Paraducks is going to join us in the chat. But that was a show. I want to thank.
That's
He
good.
knew he was out, but he wanted to go out on his own terms.
Yeah,
He went out on his shield, as they would say.
Absolutely. So, Haxor, you'll be playing the winner between tonight's or later this next week's match between Stewie Cartman and Pryor.
Yep,
So I believe
that is correct.
What are your thoughts on those two? Like, is there anyone you'd rather face in particular?
I've raced against Stu a lot. Stu has yet to beat me in a race, so I'd like to give him another shot. Always give him another shot.
And I see.
Prior, I haven't raced him, so sure, give him a shot too. It doesn't really matter.
And here in the commentary booth, GG Paraducks, welcome and awesomely done.
Hello. You really do want Mitch and to play Mitch and Steam, I think.
I hope so. I mean, I'll have a tough opponent next race too, but and he's got tough opponents as well. So yeah.
Yeah, Mitch versus Macobra will be something else, I think.
Yeah. I think both sides of the bracket kind of lined up well. I don't know what you think, but it's kind of interesting. I think they're both sides are really interesting.
The bottom is pretty heavy, I think, in terms of skill.
Yeah.
But yeah, GG, man.
Yeah, GG. I finally got you. You got me 2 years in a row, but I finally got you.
Yep.
Paraducks. Oh, I was going to
yes.
say, Paraducks, awesomely done. You really kept it exciting going into the race. Well done. It was an awesome performance throughout. I think Haxor, if we were to kind of rewind the footage, Haxor probably took a lead and kept a narrow lead through most of the races. Of course, I think in the last seed, what really blew it open, Haxor, was you had those two clouds when you were in World 1, and you were able to cloud over those two fortresses. And Paraducks, you had to play those two fortresses, and that's where it really blew it open and was the major difference maker in this seed.
Yeah, I got the item in 3-7, so you probably went the bottom route in World 6 around that beginning part, right? Because I noticed most people, for some reason, go to the further level. I always go to the shorter one, and so when I got the cloud there, I'm like, he probably doesn't have this one, just based on my observations of how people kind of route. But
no clouds or armor this seeds.
Oh, okay.
I played quite
the bro.
risky.
Yeah, the bro in World 6 that was right at the beginning had a cloud as well. So I got two clouds like back to back right there.
I see. Yeah. I didn't play him.
Yeah, and then so with that and the hammer, he was able to use a hammer in World 2 to clear that rock on the southern route. And
yeah, that was in race 1, right? I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was in race 2 as well.
No,
I think it was in race 2.
Race 1 at the unfortunate World 2 where the lock was behind the rock.
Yeah, that's right.
It was quite stupid, man. That was the stupidest World 2 I've seen.
Yeah, that's right. Because we did 2 forts, right? And you're like, oh, that didn't break the lock. Okay, nice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, sometimes they start to all kind of run together, but we are having a confirmation in chat. Either they took better notes than I did, or they just haven't.
Oh, you know what? You guys are right. I'm pretty sure I got a hammer from one of the World 4 hammer Was it World 4?
Might have been.
No, it was World 5, the Sky Bro. That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah. But I mean, other than that, other than picking up items, the routing was on point for both of you.
I definitely played cleaner than the first seed.
Absolutely. The execution
It
as
just
well.
came out with the bros and the items he got.
Yeah. So yeah, the routing, the execution was both definitely on point. So a wonderful performance by both of you, and definitely give yourself a virtual high five because I'm definitely impressed. So yeah,
I finished strong. I finished strong too with that frog kill. I must say.
Yeah.
That's something we
was
don't get
also-
to see often enough.
Coming out with the swag frog kill, that was wonderful. Well, I guess Meowth, do you have anything else you'd like to ask or say to our runners?
Paraducks, do you think this will be the last we'll ever see of you, or do you think you're going to give us another performance next year?
I'll probably give it a try next year. We'll see. We never know what will happen in the future. So.
You were close last year. I mean, we were kind of in the same boat, right? We were one away from getting there.
Yep.
I got one shout out. I got a couple shout outs. So just want to shout out Dom, RTA, and Sharkid for picking me to lose this round despite being part of the SMB3 speedrunning community. Just want to throw that out there. This one was for you guys.
That's
I
horrible.
I even voted for TheHaxor this round, so
yeah, I told Dom I was going to call him out because I got a good relationship with him. I've done coaching with him and stuff, so I was sad that he didn't pick me.
he really wanted me. Well, he really wanted you to lose, so I don't know.
With friends like those.
Glad to hear at least it's a friendly rub, even if it is a little bit of a rub.
Oh yeah. He was giving me crap. He's like, "Oh, you're going down, man." I'm like, "Nah, come on."
All right.
I really want to see Mitch versus TheHaxor finally.
Well, we do have a shot at that. Of course, we got a few more matches yet to go before we see that happen, but that is a
Yeah, job's not done.
Well, Paraducks, any other parting words before we call it a night?
Not really. I had fun this tourney, like always. Thanks for commentating, and thank you Pro A and Mustard for organizing the tournament. Always fun.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing comms. Pro A and the team for organizing it. Obviously, SpeedGaming for putting it on, and all the people out there watching. Because, without you, we probably wouldn't do this. So,
thanks for saying that. I appreciate it, and I enjoy being part of it. So, thank you very much.
I enjoy it too, quite a bit.
Indeed, it's all wonderful here. It's all the pleasures on this end, as they may say. Well, for those of you SpeedGaming fans who are still there, don't go away. Take a look at speedgaming.org. Click on that schedule link. There is a lot of SpeedGaming action going on today for the rest of the day and the rest of the week.
I think there's even another match going on right now.
For example, on SpeedGaming 2, we actually do have a match. It is the match between Cobra 52 and Glutamic Acid. So I would say quit listening to me. Go listen to them.
Yeah, they're better at it.
That's a match that's still going. It's being called by Proa and the Crazy Dude. So go take a look at that or check out any of the other action that's going on speedgaming.org. There's a lot of it. And I don't have anything else to say except, my friends, it's been a pleasure having you all here. From Meowth, Paraducks64, and TheHaxor, thank you very much. Stay safe, stay kind, and I'll see you all on the other side of the next pipe check.
And like always, take care, and we'll see you next time at the Mushroom Kingdom. Take care, everybody!